All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Market Open. It is July 19th, 2023, 9:20 a.m. And today, Netflix is reporting. Tesla is reporting. One of the most amazing companies in the world will be giving their Q2 earnings and essentially carry the market with it. And Goldman Sachs has reported already. We're going to go through Goldman earnings. We're going to go through some of these charts. We got a lot to talk about today. Lots of news happening from a bunch of different places. Palantir is at $18.11 pre-market as we get into the opening bell, which is pretty amazing, blasting through that $18 range. It ended at $17.96 last night, right below 18, but is up at 18 in the pre-markets. And we're going to see where it goes from there. But Tesla is the big news of the day. So we got a lot to talk about when it comes to Tesla. Thank you all, everybody, for being here. We got Broccoli Bob, Samsky Rose, Dan, Jason, Edmund Zung, Mr. Seymour Duck, Seth the Roth, Philip Rizzo, SJ, Joseph, Geis, Miguel, Fernando, Sam Chan. Thank you all for being here. David and Hevraz, greetings from India, mate. Love your commentary, mate. Keep it up. I love that. I haven't been to India in 4 years. Thank you for being here, man. What part from India, if you don't mind me asking? Are you from New Delhi, Bengaluru, Mumbai? I'm from New Delhi. That's where my parents are from. Aurelio, Sonam, Drew Cameron, Blake Anderson, Midwest, John Stevens. All right. Can Man, what's up? We got a lot to talk about. So first, let's get into the charts. Let's see what we got going on here. And then we're going to get into, the Tesla stuff, because the Tesla stuff really matters. Now, the charts are interesting today because we got Palantir at $18.08 in the pre-market. We got SoFi blasting through $9.73 in the pre-markets. Truist is trying to touch 35 in the pre-markets, which is really interesting. It's at $34.72. Enphase at 185. Enphase down a little bit from the 190 range. And you got Tesla at $295 in the pre-markets. So market's obviously running up before earnings, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. Sometimes good because there's momentum. If the numbers are great, then, it just has this effect where it totally breaks through. If the numbers are bad, then the thing can tank really badly, especially people who are buying it up right before earnings. What likely could be happening as well is an outsized number of call options that are being put in before earnings, which might be driving a little bit more buy side pressure on the price. So instead of actually buying the stock, people might just be taking 1 week call options on, 320, 315. I remember when Tesla was at 140 before their Q1 earnings, a lot of people bought the 160 strike for that week expiring, and it went to like 170, right? So people did actually really well on that. So they might be thinking if that could replicate itself, obviously Tesla is up significantly since then, but if that could replicate itself in terms of the price action, then that would be really good for Tesla. So we're going to talk a little bit more about Tesla. Bank of America, $30.70. Goldman Sachs reported earnings. They missed on their profits, so they're down just a little bit, but not enough for the market to justify some catastrophic downgrade to Goldman Sachs. Let me pull up their numbers real quick, and we'll go a little bit deeper in there. So they posted revenue of $10.9 billion, which came in above estimates. Their EPS was $3.08 a share versus $3.18. So they missed by 10 cents on the EPS. And then the company disclosed a $504 million impairment tied to Green Sky. So the market's not killing them because I think a lot of banks have done well, and this is just kind of like, all right, Goldman didn't do amazing, but it's not a trend that the market's seeing of like every bank is doing bad. And as a result of that, we're not seeing a cascading effect throughout the entirety of the market. Goldman's down a little bit, but not down that aggressively. It's going to be interesting to see where the market goes. Obviously, for the past couple of weeks, we've had so much upside momentum. I thought there was going to be a sell-off on Monday. That did not happen. But, it seems like the market's continuing to go forward from here. Tevis says, can't wait for Tesla earnings. Did you see the Nissan news this morning? I did not. I'm going to Google that right now. Nissan. All right. What do we have? Nissan news. Nissan to adopt North American charging standard. Okay. Another one hits the dust. You've got Nissan, you've got GM, you've got Ford. I believe you have Volvo. I don't think Mercedes is in there yet, but I think eventually that's there. Maybe not yet. Hyundai, I don't know if Hyundai is there yet as well. Toyota and Honda, when they accept it, is going to be very big. I mean, because those are two very mass consumer brands. Nissan is also in the same boat as Toyota and Honda, not as big as them, but they make, $23,000-$24,000 cars. That's a big deal. There you go. You've got another one. You've got another one in for Tesla. And it'll be interesting to see what Tesla says about the energy as a result. I think the most important questions that I care about when it comes to Tesla are obviously Cybertruck updates, but more importantly, how do you think the energy business is going to expand from a quantitative perspective, given all of these car manufacturers are basically adopting your charging standard? What level of sophistication does that impose on Tesla as a company in terms of the infrastructure they need to support all those cars across the country, but also what does that mean from a margins perspective and from a general upside in regards to the energy business? I mean, that's another revenue stream that has nothing to do with cars or just like automotive margins, which is really exciting in the context of Tesla. And where does that scale? Nvidia at 474 in the pre-market right now, 474.5. And we have SoFi again at 974 in the pre-markets. Hardcore Palantir tuning in from the jungles of South India. Muldumai Tiger Reserve, where the Oscar-winning elephant whisperers were shot. Wow. That's pretty cool. Thank you for being here. That's awesome. That's great. Thank you for being here. The other company that starts with a V is missing out. Are you doing Tesla earnings live? Yeah, I'll be doing it. We were thinking of doing it on the Finance Junkies channel. Might just do it on my channel, to be honest. It'll have more reach. So, but also no, we might just do it on Finance Junkies. Yeah, I'd rather just do it there. So we'll see. Might just be on Finance Junkies. So we are definitely doing it, but it'll probably be on the Finance Junkies channel, and then you can catch us there. PayPal at $74.61 in the pre-market. So I loaded up on about $7,000 of PayPal on Monday. Chris and I were texting Sunday night. We were just like, yo, why are we not in this stock yet? And then we finally pulled the trigger Monday morning. PayPal seeming to do well. I got in it when it was like 71, 72. So it's up $2, not too bad. Robinhood at $12.72 in the pre-markets as well. Waiting for Robinhood to see if it can break that $13 range, because that one is going to be really exciting when we get there. August 2 earnings are going to be amazing. And also Netflix has run up in the pre-market at $4.78, up 0.76%. Yesterday was the real run up, about 3-4%. Netflix is up. I think Netflix is actually going to do really well, to be honest. I think subscriber growth is going to be great. I think the markets are going to respect subscriber growth. S&P at 455 pre-market. If we get to close to 460, we are only 18 points away from the all-time high on the S&P, which is insane to imagine. And Meta at 312. The Meta news with Microsoft and them open sourcing Llama 2, which is their basically open source LLM infrastructure that anyone can license from them. If you have less than 700 million users, you can license it for free. That's a big deal as well. Big upside for Microsoft, big upside for Meta. Just becoming a developer ecosystem. And again, the big news on Microsoft yesterday, they introduced a $30 subscription for businesses that use Microsoft Office to use Microsoft Office Copilot, which is their AI-powered assistant for Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. And the market gave them $80 billion of a market cap within 10 minutes. Because the market was like, if even 10% of people adopt this, that's $16 billion in profit to the bottom line. So you could justify an 80 billion multiple, within a couple of minutes. But it's pretty amazing to kind of see that play out right now. All right, here we go. What do we got? We have about 14 seconds. It is July 19th. Got a lot to talk about. Thank you all for being here. The market is going to open in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The stock market in the United States of America is now open. Wake your ass up. S&P 500 at $455.32. Not bad for the S&P. SoFi opening at $9.70. Palantir, look at that green candle. That green candle looks like something that I had when I was 14 years old, and I got excited for the first time. $18.16 on Palantir. Absolutely amazing. Either an institution came or retail came heavy. It was at 1801 right before the market opened. So that was a big open for Palantir. Verizon at $33.49, Enphase at $185, SoFi at $9.77, PayPal $74.81, NASDAQ 14,400. Again, another 52-week all-time high for the NASDAQ at 14,403. Bitcoin down from 30,000 to 29,970. Netflix at 479. S&P at 455. And Novix at 2193. This one hit all-time highs yesterday, so this one's coming down just a little bit. Meta at 312. Coinbase at 107. Fubo at $2.09. Carvana at 52 is... Why is Carvana up at 33%? Holy... So, I know they had earnings. Carvana's up 33%? What the... Hold on, we got to go to their earnings. What? This is a company that was supposed to be bankrupt. Why are they up? What is going on, bro? This is crazy. Okay, we're going to get back to this one. We're going to get back to that. Nikola up 4%, QQQ up 0.3%, Google at 124, SMCI, this stock is up 643% this year. This is just, and the market cap is still not crazy at $17 billion. Again, this is another AI play in the chip sector. If you didn't want to go with NVIDIA, it was trading it at a PE of 6, growing 70% year over year back in January at $70. So the market is rewarding companies that are changing the paradigmatic relationship humans have with the internet, and AI as the fourth industrial revolution is ushering in that new era, and you will be rewarded if you are doing that. And SMCI is no exception to that. Palantir now at $18. Who the hell is buying this, bro? You can't move a stock up 1% that easily with a company like Palantir. Wow. Someone knows something before earnings. Somebody knows. Somebody said something, bro. Somebody said something. Somebody said something. Somebody said something. Somebody said something. Wow. That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. NVIDIA is down a little bit at 471. You've got AT&T at 1440, Verizon at 33. Wow. This is incredible. 1832. This is another all-time high, 52-week high for Palantir. There's no press releases today, no news, not from what I saw. Carvana found an investor. Okay, can someone send me a link to a Carvana earnings? Because I'm trying to find one, but it's kind of hard to find one here. Carvana earnings. Oh, here we go. No, I think I got one. Oh, wow. Okay. Where is this thing, man? Carvana. Here we go. I'll share this with you guys. Yeah, Carvana being up 30% is just insane. Wow, Palantir at 1836. Oh my god, I look at my phone for 1 second. And okay, so first let's go over Carvana, and then we'll go real quickly into we'll get back into Palantir. Carvana's up 33%. So the news is 2.9 billion in sales, below the 3.8 billion it reported a year ago. So sales are down, but ahead of the 2.6 billion. So they beat by about 30 million on expectations on the shares. Company recorded 58 million net loss, amounting to 55 cents a share, whereas it posted a loss of 238 million in the year. Okay, so it lost 235 a year ago. Now it's only losing 55 cents. That's actually good. That's actually really good, to be honest. And it's way less than what analysts were reporting at. Yo, was there actually something fundamental to Carvana? Carvana carved out 6,520 in gross profit for the last quarter. Company estimates. So in terms of revenue and EPS, they missed, but they didn't miss as badly. And they actually missed way better than what the analysts expected. And I guess from the chat, they also found an investor to be able to come in. The strong performance for our 2023 business, blah, 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 chief financial officer. This transaction significantly secures our flexible. Wow. Shares are up more than 700%. That's insane, bro. Okay, well, I guess there's something to Carvana here. I didn't expect Carvana to be the thing, but Carvana's there. All right, let's get back into the market. So for those who have Carvana, congrats on that. I mean, I really didn't expect that, but that's amazing for Carvana. Palantir at 1833. We got Unity stock. Wow, $49. Unity's touching $50. The stock was at 26 right before the Apple event, right before the Vision Pro event. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Chamath tweeted about Palantir and replied to Arnie. I actually did a video on that. I did a video on that 2 days ago. It was about Chamath saying Palantir is like an ex-girlfriend. It's on my channel. You can watch it. But yes, he's basically talking about Palantir. Palantir, again, $18.42, hitting a new 52-week high. Who is buying, bro? What's going on? What's going on here? But like, I'm like, who's buying? Is like, I don't think retail pushes it that heavy, bro. Maybe I'm being naive, but I don't think retail pushes it that heavy. Like, I don't know. I don't think that happens that easily from retail. We have earnings on August 7th. Who knows something? Who knows something? That is my question. Who knows something? Wow. This is amazing. This is crazy. 1831. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's coming down a little bit. We're getting a nasty red candle there, but still at 1829. It's pretty amazing. That's not. And Tesla at 270 at 295. Is one of you in the chat buying? Like, are one of you a whales? Are you Iceman? Sachin, are you buying? Are you getting ready for earnings? Oh no, Chamath literally mentioned Palantir. Hold on. He literally. All right, we'll go to his Twitter right now. Did he actually mention Palantir? Did he actually mention Palantir? Whoa! He actually mentioned Palantir. Holy crap. What? Okay, so the quote was, the Supreme Court eliminated affirmative action, ESG, and diversity equity caught astray. I think ESG and diversity equity are corrupted acronyms whose objectives are laudable, but implementation is generally poor. So I was interested to see 13 state AGs who wrote a letter to Fortune 100. Okay, so he's criticizing ESG. So the conclusion is, I suspect this will be the first of many changes that eventually eliminate ESG and DEI from marketing taglines for the purpose of raising money in the capital markets and instead are replaced with actual incentives. So basically, he, as a capital allocator and someone who raises money, he did some analysis from Supreme Court cases and was like, look, people are going to change the way they raise money and they're not going to be using ESG and DEI as like the catalyst for how they are able to get money. Okay. Arnie says, setting a percentage for diversity is actual discrimination against the others. I was rejected by a hedge fund because man. Okay, and Chamath says, but you now own Palantir from a very low basis, so it all worked out in the end. Oh my goodness, bro. What? That's crazy. So that means Chamath actually went to this dude's portfolio, looked at the fact that he's a Palantir creator, a content creator, read through some of his tweets, seeing that he has a low basis on Palantir. Yo, Chamath is one of those dudes that actually like does research into people because he's like a very intellectual guy. So he might have actually like gone through his Substack, read his articles. This is crazy, bro. This is fun. Oh man, I'm so happy for Arnie. Wow. Look, yo, maybe Chamath's buying. Maybe that's what's happening. Is that not crazy, chat? That's crazy, bro. That's amazing. Wow. That's like just the acknowledgement of that is pretty amazing. Palantir now at $18.25. All right, so here's what I'm thinking for Q2 earnings. Here's what I'm thinking, okay? I am 50-50 on the stock tanks to 13 or the stock blows to 22. Like genuinely, that's where I think I am. And so as a result of that, I'm thinking of buying a couple of leaps for 2022. $22 strike or $25 strike, one of those for 2025, and just let it ride. If the leaps tank, I will DCA into them very happily. I'm not buying like a substantial number of leaps. I don't want to buy it today because the stock keeps running. I need to wait for at least one pullback before August 7th, a little bit of a red day to get those leaps. But my assumption is like, if customer count is good, revenue is decent, the thing has a good chance to blow, especially if GAAP profitability is also a little bit better than expected in terms of the income from operations. If it's not as good, then yeah, there'll be a pullback. The violence of the pullback, I don't know if it gets down to that 11, 12. I definitely don't think it gets to that $9, $10 range. So if there's a pullback, maybe the thing about a pullback is, let's say we pull back to like 15, the pullback can get violent because the compounding effect of people being scared can lead them to sell the stock, which I understand, right? That can happen. And actually, if that happens, that's a great buying opportunity. I don't know if that's going to happen. And I kind of think they're going to do decent, which means if I get a little bit of leaps, look, if the leaps tank, they're 2025, so I can DCA into them. Do I think Palantir will be at $25 by 2025? Yes. And so I'm really not worried if the leaps tank. I'm more so worried that I don't have anything right before it gets back into the $22, $23 range, and then if it's there, it's hard to buy back in. So I don't know. We'll see kind of what I see from there. But we have a long time until earnings. We have about 17 more days, and so we have to see where the market ends up leading it. Is it above 20 by then? Is it back at 16? We will see, and so that'll determine when I kind of choose to buy some more before earnings. SoFi at $9.94 now. SoFi is testing the $10 range, trying to get back into $10. SoFi is testing it. If SoFi can get there, then it's gonna not be too bad for SoFi. Robinhood as well, doing really well this morning. Where is Robinhood? Robinhood. Let's see where that is. I think it's at 1270. Is that where it's at? Or are we above that? We are at 1280. Look at that. 1280 on Robinhood. Yeah, this whole market slowdown stuff, it's not really happening the way I thought it would happen per se. It is, I mean, it's doing well. Truist reports earnings tomorrow. They're running up before earnings. If earnings are great on Truist, then that's also going to be a really, really good quarter for them and for the other regional banks, which is going to be important as well. Microsoft at 359, Unity again at 50. Palantir is still at that $18.39 range, so not bad. SoFi and DNA are my best performing stock. Yeah, DNA at $1.15. The only reason I didn't buy DNA at $1.15 is because I was getting a little annoyed at management because they were still selling at $1.20 or whatever, and I was just like annoyed. But that was probably the bottom on DNA. I mean, like that was one of those. It's always scary because if the macro didn't change, you could easily have seen that go under $1. Like you could have absolutely, like if this was early 2022 and DNA was at $1, it would have been like 40 cents. Like there was no helping DNA, but the macro improved, right? The whole market recovered and went a lot higher. So DNA was a beneficiary of that. But they had signed a deal today for $18 million for some, I forgot the name of what deal they got, but they got $18 million from the government. So not bad. But I want to see what happens on earnings as well. All spec stocks are flying right now, so I wouldn't focus too much on one stock. Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of speculative names are flying. Where's Carvana still right now? Carvana, $50, man. This is insane. Like, it's up 25%. Again, the numbers aren't that crazy, though. Like, this is about expectations versus reality, right? Like, if the market expected you to lose a couple billion more than you lost and to have way less earnings per share and you have way more, then yeah, like this is going to be the reaction, right? This is what's going to happen. So it ultimately makes sense to kind of see how this is playing out. Yeah. Well, look, it makes sense. Makes sense at the end of the day. SoFi's up to $10. We got it. There you go. There she is. SoFi at $10.04. Wow. What a market. Palantir about to go to 850. Wait, where are we at? Yeah, oh my goodness. Bro, this is crazy. $18.46. Oh man. Is this retail or is this institutional? I don't know. Today, how much is it up today? How much is the game? 2%. It's only up 2%, but again, yesterday it was at 1750 and it just so from yesterday it's up a lot. Here it was at 1356. I bought a little bit of this jib June 23rd. So it's up nicely since then. 1847 minus 13.56 divided by 13.56 is a 36% gain. 36.2% in the past 3 weeks. SoFi at $10.05. Do we see Palantir break through 1850 now? It already touched 1850. Oh, there it is. 1850. 1853. There you go. 1853 on Palantir. It is up. Wow. That is just this is incredible. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. That's kind of crazy, guys. Okay, so why is that Amit went to the moon? Yeah, I'm like a little speechless for a second. So why is this happening? Let's analyze this a little bit more. Thank you for 582 people being here. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We talk about finance, talk about stocks, big focus on Palantir as well. All right, Palantir now 1857. So why is this happening? They had a PR yesterday, and a lot of people, maybe the market's actually interpreting this PR to be a bigger deal than it is. I think it's actually a very big deal. Essentially, they are licensing their technology to defense tech startups that have raised significant amounts of VC money, and they're giving them their accreditation services, IL level 6, in order to be able to sell to the government. So a company called Spectre Ops that sells cybersecurity defense software to governmental agencies raised $33 million, and they signed a deal with Palantir to be able to use Palantir software, which is IL6 certified. Again, Palantir is only one of 3 companies in the world that has this certification, to be able to sell to the government. Why does this matter? Because you can see many companies across the world that raise private money from VCs in the defense tech space not have the ability to sell to the biggest customer because they don't have the security level clearance. Palantir offers them that security level clearance, and as a result of Palantir offering them that security level clearance, that enables them the ability to actually sell into the government. That really matters because for Palantir, that's like 90% margins. All they have to do is either consultations or basically license their software to these other startups. And then the startups go do all the hard work of actually having to sell it, but they have to pay Palantir once they get the job done. You can imagine that scaling across the $33 billion of funding that went in last year to defense tech startups and the $35 billion that's expected to happen. Already $17 billion has been deployed since June 2023 into all of these defense tech companies that need IL level 6, IL level 5 accreditation in order to even be able to sell. So essentially, Palantir created a new product out of thin air a couple weeks ago when they announced it. It's called FedStart, and they already got a client for it that they publicized. They might have some more clients that they have not publicized. Additionally, one of this piece of news is probably not rallying on the market, but this is what Shyam Sankar, the CEO of Palantir, tweeted yesterday. If you didn't see this, it's a really important clip. Novartis is the 5th largest pharmaceutical company in the world. Some of you may know it, ticker symbol NVS, $50 billion in revenue a year. On CNBC yesterday, this is what he says on CNBC in regards to AI-enabled drug discovery.
When I talk to folks in your industry about AI, they think the potential in healthcare is one of the most exciting and most promising. Where are you and using that to develop new medicines?
I'm excited as well for AI to support R&D in particular. I mean, it's going to revolutionize just the basics of how we operate as a large company. But I think it's going to change drug discovery and drug development. We have one really fundamental advantage, I think, versus our peers. 5 years ago, we invested heavily and created an integrated data lake we call Data 42 with our partners at Palantir. And now we're leveraging that data lake to move AI very quickly forward in the company. And I think this will give us an advantage because our data is organized. It's got a clear ontology. And I'm hoping that will lead to new discoveries faster over time.
That's a whole nother segment for another day. That's really exciting. I did not realize the Palantir link there. Boss, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
For being here at Post 9 on earnings. Boss Nars.
Do you feel the implications from that? Do you understand the implications of that? This is a CEO of a company that has $50 billion in revenue a year, one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world, $18.68 now for Palantir. And one of the core things that he just said is that, oh yeah, the reason that we even have any chance to be ahead of our competitors like Pfizer and Moderna, etc., is because 5 years ago, we signed a partnership with Palantir. What was the goal of that partnership? To organize our data within an ontology, which is why I grilled that short report writer in that debate about, do you know what an ontology is? Because if you don't know what an ontology is, you don't understand anything about Palantir. You can't say they're an AI imposter if you don't understand the concept of an ontology. You got a CEO of a huge company saying, oh yeah, we created an ontology a couple years ago. So now when it comes to drug discovery and enabling the organization of our data through artificial intelligence to be able to create the infrastructure in order for us to streamline our efforts to be able to do the things that we need to do as a pharmaceutical company to make more drugs so we can make more revenue, Palantir is the partner that has been able to get us to speed. That is the partnership type of clientele relationship that Palantir has with its customers that is fundamentally differentiated than a Snowflake or a Databricks that just says, hey, here's the software, you can pop it in. That might be more scalable, but it's definitely not more impactful. And I want to invest in a company that's actually doing something that's impactful for the world. And, Palantir seems to be doing that. So that was a big piece of news. I don't think that moved the markets today, but that definitely was something that I think people took into account and was very important as well. Price target of PayPal in a year, I think 125. I think 125 at least by January 2025, but definitely by the end of next year, hopefully we get that. My man said 5 years ago, industry is about to catch up. Any large company watching this, no matter the industry, should have picked up the phone to call Palantir. How do you not? You know what's funny about this? Karp, in an interview 2 years ago, said, we are solving problems for companies that they don't even know they will have 5 years before they're having those problems. Exactly. That's what he said word for word. I'm actually going to find that clip and put it in my video today when I do a video on this. It's turning into a little bit of a prophetic thing by Karp talking about how they're solving problems. And it's not really Karp. It's about the culture of the company and the things they're trying to solve. That Peter Thiel video I did, the reason I did that Peter Thiel video was when he told Google, Palantir now at 1878, in 2012, you have $50 billion. You don't innovate. You're just hoping search won't change. What was Peter Thiel doing in 2012? They were developing the ideas around what the world will look like 10 years from now. And what the world will look like will be a world that uses data at hyperscale to be able to change the paradigmatic values that an organization, a government, an institution, a commercial enterprise has to be able to actually exist in today's society through the onslaught of technological compounding. And that, eventually led to AI and machine learning. And the smartest minds 10 years ago knew about AI, right? For us, it's all mainstream now. But Elon's been thinking about this for a long time. Peter Thiel's been thinking about this. Zuckerberg's been thinking about this for a long time. And now it's happening. And the market's giving a premium to the companies that are ready to take advantage of that. This is pretty cool. This is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty cool. All right, so Palantir at $16. TFC leaps up 50%. Congrats, Josh, on those TFC leaps. Those are amazing. Crazy, up 1,400%. All right, so who bought the what are those? The calls. I know a lot of people bought the $15 calls, right? When Palantir was like $9, or because those $15 calls must be up tremendously. Maybe the $10 calls as well. If you got those, I didn't get those, unfortunately. Honestly, I wasn't even into options as much back when Palantir was $6-7. Really, over the past couple months, I've gone through an options crash course and learned so much about them. Yeah, if I knew as much as I knew about options now, there's no doubt in my mind in 2022 I would have been loading up on leaps. End of 2022, because that's when the 2025 ones opened up. Because I think I would have understood, but I understood what a leap was, a call, a put, but I didn't really get it, But now I think I have a much better understanding of it. So for those that did load up, you guys must be doing really amazing. Amit, I tweeted a few weeks ago that Palantir will move way higher than our expectations before listening to the S&P 500. I agree with you, because the S&P 500 might not be the catalyst that day or that week, but the run up, which is the institutional people buying it in order to get it cheaper before it gets into the S&P 500. Yes, that may happen. Oh, let me call one of my favorite CNBC contributors right now. Let's see if he picks up. We'll get his perspective on what's going on. My $10 calls are up 570% since May. Wow. Hello, Steven. You are live with 621 people. I would like some analysis because I'm calling you, given you're my favorite CNBC contributor, to get some analysis on stocks. What is your opinion for why Palantir is up 4% today?
I have no idea because I haven't looked at any news.
But you're a CNBC contributor, so you have to BS your way out of this question. So there's 600 people that need an answer. So can you give an answer?
I haven't looked at anything. We're going into earnings. People are realizing that this company could be the future and one of the most important software companies over the next decade. I've said that before. I'll say it again. It's pretty hard to hate a company that has $0 in debt, $2.4 billion in cash on hand, and a 39% free cash flow margin. If they continue growing revenue and contracts keep coming in, if they can keep their margins the same, this can be a very highly profitable company, and it could have a sales force like SR. How's that for you?
Okay, very good analysis, Mr. Steve on CNBC. Let's talk about SoFi. SoFi just fell below $10 at $9.98, but it hit $10.10 this morning. Why do you think before earnings the market's giving SoFi a little bit of a premium here?
Because everybody's dead wrong.
Dead wrong about what?
Everybody was dead wrong previously about SoFi. Everybody's dead wrong about SoFi now. It's going to be a top 10 financial institution. They're going to come out with a triple beat, and people are realizing that no matter what's been thrown at SoFi, this is a company that has pivoted. This is a company that continues to... What's the best way to put it? They deliver excellence in everything that they put forward. And now with their technology platform, I think there's a lot of people that are realizing this is real. A lot of banks are going to have to upgrade, especially the regionals. And they could be anticipating some big news on that front. We'll see.
Okay. Microsoft added $80 billion in market cap in 10 minutes yesterday because of their AI-enabled subscriptions for $30 a month they're offering to Office Suite clients. Do you think it's the market's correct in giving them that market cap upgrade because of this news?
It's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. Obviously, there's a slew of buyers coming in. I don't know. I don't follow Microsoft as closely as other tech companies, but they have great margins. They have huge profitability, ton of cash on hand, and huge top-line revenue growth. So, I mean, it's hard to say anything negative about Microsoft.
Okay. Last question for you, Steve, because I know you called me about this yesterday in New York. Quick kind of 30-second, 1-minute case on Verizon. Verizon up 4% on the day. Any reason people should be interested in this dividend yielding stock?
Read my article from yesterday.
Oh, you made an article on it?
Yeah, it was on Seeking Alpha.
Oh, okay. I'll link the article to the chat then. Okay.
Yeah, basically going down 7% a day is ridiculous. Nobody knows. Like, this is a headline that could go either way, and we don't have enough information. I put the questions that I want to know in the article. I want to know what the laws were because I'm not a lawyer. I want to know what the EPA standards were, what the environmental codes were. Did Verizon, AT&T, and all these other telecom companies do everything up to code? Was anything done illegally? I mean, there's just too much. Like, this could be nothing. This could be something. Nobody knows. So until we have some real information on what is actually occurring, then I don't know. This is a company that generates $22 billion in earnings from operations. Yes, there's a ton of debt, but in the article I put their debt maturity profile. I think they have $9 billion due this year and $16 billion due next year. But when you're generating $20 billion plus in earnings from operations, and after you pay, I think they pay 10.9 or 10.7 billion annually in dividends. So they have over 10 billion free on earnings. They can manage the debt. Fed's going to start cutting next year in the second half of 2024. St. Louis Fed is projecting rates to be 4.5% and then 3.5% in 2025. Verizon can service the debt, so the debt's not an issue. They can refinance a portion of it, put some more bonds out in 2045 or 2050, and this story needs to mature. Like, this could be nothing, it could be something. I think people are freaking out because 3M got caught and had to pay 10.6 or 10.9 billion in fines. So people are looking at this as a whole, but the amount of lobbyist groups and the amount of stuff that's going to have to go on with the government, and this could be tied up for years. I mean, this is, until there's more information, I'm not too concerned about it. Not saying we shouldn't be, because it could be very bad, but there's not enough there to make any type of judgment.
Okay, not bad. Thank you, my favorite CNBC contributor, for your thoughts.
You didn't say anything about SL Green. You didn't ask that.
Oh, man, I forgot. SLG's up today. SLG's up. It's doing well.
Yeah, it's a 35.
Okay. All right.
And earnings are this afternoon, so we'll talk later.
Okay. Very nice. Talk to you later, Steve.
Later.
All right. So obviously, some pretty awesome stuff there. Robinhood at 12.83. SoFi falling just below $10 now. Palantir at 18.62. Look, the news keeps coming in. Let me move to Tom Lee, and then we'll get back into the charts. Let's hear what he's saying. Obviously, he's been right a lot on this bull market. Let's hear
what he has to say, if he can give us any insight here.
About the rally, Tom. We talked about Dow theory earlier in the show. I know you were up watching the whole thing, but just in all seriousness, so many these indexes get 52-week highs, including the Dow Transports, and the NASDAQ, as well as the S&P. What do you make of this? You were actually being credited for calling the rally after CPI. What do you see going forward?
Well, I think investors are waking up to the notion that underlying fundamentals have been way better than expected. I think earnings is kind of confirming that. And we know there's a lot of cash on the sidelines, over $5 trillion. And, if people were actually fully invested or even partially invested, that number would be more like $3 trillion or so. And I think that the market itself has defied expectations, because I think, many thinking a recession and new lows and sitting it out because they thought this was a concentrated market is kind of what's happening now. I think it's a bit of a catch-up trade. I do think there's very strong probability we make new highs before the end of the year.
So does that change your S&P price target? I believe.
Wow. So new highs before the end of the year. That's what Tom Lee thinks.
If it's 48.25, are you changing that at all?
I think that's a good level, because that represents not only exceeding where we were in January 2022, that was the prior high, but I do think that could end up being, the lower side of what's achievable. I think if earnings continue to deliver and inflation is on the glide path lower and the Fed sort of changes its path, this is the start of a new bull market.
All right, Tom, we got you here to talk about the trading day ahead. What's your WEX word of the day?
Well, the word of the day is dollar, because last year the strong dollar was a headwind for earnings. It took away 5 to 7% out of EPS, and this year the dollar is weaker. I think it's going to be adding to earnings in 2Q and 3Q and probably 4Q. It's going to be almost down 12% year over year by the third quarter. That's a big tailwind for earnings.
Yeah, we're showing the dollar chart right now. You see a big drop off on the right hand of your screen.
All right, so Tom Lee's bullish. He thinks the S&P is going only higher. Look, man, it's hard to think what's the bear case for the S&P given where we're at right now. Palantir now at $18.61. We tested about $18.79 today, so absolutely phenomenal on Palantir. Let's get to some questions in the chat. Where can I get Palantir merch, especially hats? They actually had a website for merch, but it's not too active anymore, so I don't think they supply too much. 3M has earplug lawsuit and pollution of the water supply. Too much risk. I agree. 3M is a little bit risky. And also, there's just so many more growth plays to go on right now. Thank you, Nathel Mahali, for this super chat. I don't know what currency this is, but thank you for that. I've never seen this currency before. It's pretty cool, but thank you for that. Samuel, good morning. Thank you for being here. I think Kathy Wood for bringing Palantir to my attention way back. Yeah, I mean, Kathy Wood got a lot of people interested in it back in 2021 of April, when she started buying like 2 million shares a day. It was pretty insane. What's your highest cost basis for Palantir? Mine was 35.50. I think I bought it at like 32 at one point. It wasn't a lot. It was just a little bit of 32 a long time ago. But that's when I barely knew anything about it. And then since then I DCA'd a lot. I actually bought Palantir earlier than that, before it was 32, actually, like at 21 or something. I've had a long road with Palantir, but November 2021 through May 2022 is when I bought a lot more during the dip, from $20 to basically $6. David B, $27.99 Canadian dollar super chat. Thank you for the super chat, man. That means a lot to me. $27.99, David B from Canada. Thank you so much for that. That is awesome. Amit, you still think we shouldn't buy Palantir at $18? Look, man, I still think buying at this top right now doesn't make any sense. I mean, look, buying at the top is never a good idea. Buying Tesla at $295, buying Palantir at $816, $62. As euphoric as this can be, do not forget, I mean, all of us have been through it. We've been through 2022. We've seen, really hard crashes on stocks that you didn't think would, we've seen it. So the euphoria is great and it's amazing and I'm happy and I'm excited for it. But up 10% in the past 2 days with really nothing fundamental in terms of news coming out. It's kind of those moments where you sit back and you're happy that you have shares. It's not a thing to be chasing if you don't have a ton of shares, or if it is, then sucks to be you if you're chasing, right? Because then you're just going to help me because I have my shares from long ago. So for me, it's just, if you have a position, it's not one of those things where you average up on a 52-week high. I just don't think that's smart investing personally. And maybe it goes higher than this. Maybe it goes to 20, but there's nothing so fundamental where you're like, I gotta get in right now. You know, it's one of those things where you're like, all right, you relax. And then when a pullback happens, when it inevitably does, because stocks pull back, just like, by the way, when we were at $17, we pulled back to 13.88. That happened. Now, knowing that that is a pullback to load the dip on, that is the part of investing that takes skill. That's very hard to develop. And I don't even have that full skill yet. But I definitely know buying at a 52-week high is like not the smartest thing to do, in my opinion. You know, maybe people can think of it from another way. David says, does Mid have any thoughts on the ultra disruptive 10 market cap under 50 billion Palantir? I know you like Palantir, Enphase, Celsius, SoFi. I know you like SoFi, Rocket Lab. Okay, so out of the ones you mentioned, Celsius, I really like. Let's actually look at Celsius. I don't have a position in this company, but the way I'm seeing them move when it comes to how much people are drinking this energy drink is insane. So I do like Celsius from a perspective of how many units they're moving. Now you got to remember it's up like 20x since 2020. So I haven't gone deep into their numbers. I have no idea how they'll be able to continue their growth at an $11 billion market cap, but I like Celsius. I like Enphase a lot. Enphase I talk about on Finance Junkies. I have some friends who are really interested into Enphase. And Rocket Labs. Rocket Labs is very interesting. Matt, a friend of the channel, has been telling me about this for a long time at $4. Now it's at $7.83. I never loaded up the boat on Rocket Labs, A, because I didn't have a ton of money. B, I didn't have a ton of conviction in the sector. I like space. I think it's interesting. The satellite systems, rocket launches, all that stuff is cool. And Rocket Labs, probably if SpaceX does well, Rocket Labs will do well. SpaceX now raising at $150 billion. They've increased their valuation. But I just never got so interested to the point where I'm like, let me go get some Rocket Lab. You know, that it never got to that level with me. So as a result of that, never got too interested. But I think Rocket Lab is a very interesting one to at least think about out of the stocks that you mentioned. Thank you for Music Major, $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me, man. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Amit, Black Sky is Palantir's partner. Yes, they are. Black Sky, how's their stock doing? By the way, someone, there was a bank, Black Sky up 5% today, $2.05. Lilium, someone put a price target on them, some bank at $3. They're at $1.35. Palantir tripled their share in Lilium over the past couple of months. I don't know enough about Lilium's financials yet. I have to do a deep dive and then get back to you guys. I don't know if I trust their financials enough yet. They're still a really speculative eVTOL jet company. So we have to see, but there's some people in the market, at least some banks, that are excited about Lilium. What are your thoughts on Nano Dimensions? I have not looked into this stock yet, guys. I know people are saying in the comments like, yo, look at Nano Dimensions. I really have not even had a chance. What's the ticker on this? NNDM. I really have not had a chance to look at this one. Nano Dimensions, what is it up year to date? It's kind of flat for the year, right? Well, it's up a little bit over the past. Well, it went from 260 to 3.2. Yeah, I got to go into this one. I have not looked into it all. So when I look into it, I'll have some better thoughts on this one. RBT. Okay, so let's talk about this one. The reason Rubicon exploded yesterday at 35%. Palantir didn't buy Rubicon. Palantir acquired 5 million, 6 million shares because Rubicon couldn't pay for some services that they were using. So they bartered their shares, equity, for services. So that's the reason why Palantir has more Rubicon. It's not because they actually bought the shares. And that's why Rubicon is up. So Rubicon's interesting. Essentially, they're a digital AI-enabled trash recycling company. They can, like, when you throw away your trash, they're able to like auto scan the things in the trash that you don't care about and like resell them. They do some really interesting stuff with waste management. Very tiny company, but I have a friend who actually worked there who's telling me a lot about them. So I have to go deeper into them. They're one of those Palantir SPACs that I kind of never looked into, but not saying I never looked into. I did research them a year ago, but I never bought a position into them. They have more cash than the market cap. Okay, that's always interesting. When a company has more cash than the market cap, I mean, that's what we had on Robinhood. So I can go a little bit more deeper into Nano Dimensions. What are your thoughts on Amazon before earnings? Good question. Amazon, I think is going to have a good earnings, but it's run up a bit before earnings. Palantir now at 1850, holding there. Amazon 135.17. So I bought Amazon at like $100 before their earnings last quarter. I sold it off because I needed to load up on some options. So I liquidated my Amazon position. If not, I would have had 50 shares of Amazon. Look, I think Amazon is is just a killer. They're going to do great. I don't know how the stock's going to react on earnings though, because it has run up. You know, this is the year to date. It's run up a decent. It was at $88, right? It's at 135. So they're going to have to kill it on earnings. And historically, Amazon doesn't kill it on earnings. Like these guys bring in $500 billion in revenue, and like the majority of it is not profit ever, right? Because it's Amazon. They have to do so. There's so many costs to the logistics of their business, but the market's always giving them the premium because they're Amazon. So, I don't think this quarter is necessarily going to be any different. I don't think there's some massive growth in AWS or Prime that's going to change anything. But they will continue to do well, and the market will be the market. I don't think they tank, but I definitely don't think they explode on earnings. I don't think they have the potential like Tesla to explode on earnings because they've run up so much already. And I know Tesla's run up already, but Tesla also, their growth is a little bit different than Amazon. So Robinhood now at $12.79. But obviously Amazon for the long term, I think you just can't go wrong with that pick. And that is the one big tech I want to be long on as I develop a more long portfolio once I finally get some cash, because I have zero cash right now. Bro, every last penny I have, I threw into the stock market. Like it got to the point yesterday where I overdrafted on my bank account, bro. I was negative $10 on my bank account. And I was like, oh shit, I should probably find some money to put in my bank account. Like I literally, all my money is in the markets, and I'm in. I'm in. I wish I wasn't broke during the crash. Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, guys, a lot of my money that I've made over the past like couple months, it's been because I loaded up in May. Like that's how it's crazy, right? In 2022, if you were just buying all of 2022, you're getting the rewards in 2023. All I was buying was Palantir, and all it led me to was a $15 average. So literally everything that has happened, like as I look at my portfolio right now, it's happened because in May I just bought as much as possible on options that I thought were heavily undervalued for companies, and that's what led to the growth. Which is kind of crazy that if you can get in on a decent time, I mean, like your portfolio can change overnight, which is just wild. David B, thank you again for another super chat, man. You didn't have to do that. Thank you again for $27.99 super chat. Do you think that over time SoFi could go global? How many countries do you think they could operate in? The more countries they enter, the more members. Hashtag ask them it. I love that. That's so cool. Hashtag ask them it. I need that that's a requirement for super chats. Now, if you send a super chat, it's hashtag ask them it. That's what we got to do. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So SoFi is really interesting on the global front. The reason I think it's a little bit hard for them to go global, by the way, they're in Hong Kong, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, or that might be South Korea. It's one of those companies that's countries that's over there on the other side of the world. And they're actually doing social financing, right? Which is kind of their mantra. Let me just check that. Yeah. SoFi Hong Kong. So they actually are in Hong Kong. Now, the problem with them being a kind of one-stop financial suite for the entire world is that getting a bank charter in the United States was so difficult, and they got it, right? To be able to have the same level of services you can offer across the world without having a bank charter in India or Afghanistan or Malaysia, whatever, it's just not as easy, right? And so their ability to go global, I think, is contingent upon the services they can offer in the context of investments. Like, yeah, the brokerage could probably go global, and even that's not the easiest thing in the world. Robinhood is expanding to the UK, and they're still not there yet because it takes a lot of regulatory requirements to be able to set up a financial services company in a country that has a bunch of different regulations. So I think SoFi is really interested right now on dominating the North American TAM. And by that, I mean literally just America. They're not even in Canada, right? If you can't go to Canada, it's hard for you to go global. Now, over time, if this becomes a top 10 financial institution or even top 50, yeah, they can go global because the biggest banks in the world are global institutions. And that would be in the trajectory. But for now, all they need to do is dominate the United States. If they can, it's a $9 billion company. If they can dominate the United States, shareholders will do very well. And then over the long term, if they try to dominate the entire globe, they'll have a lot more growth in for them. So I think SoFi is going to do really well. I have a lot of money in SoFi. My sister has a lot of money in SoFi. I made her give me a lot of money the last couple months, and I was like, just let me invest this. This is one of those plays that I think is going to do well. Still a risk, obviously, but she trusted in me. She gave me some cash, and she's up on that as well. And again, I think SoFi, the lows of $4 or $5, it's just hard to imagine we get back there because they're going to do a triple beat on earnings. The market got this stock wrong All these banks that said it's $3, $4, they just got it wrong. They didn't understand the company. And if you understand a company better than the market, there's some upside momentum in different risks. Regional banks killing it this week. Shout out to Chris Patel. Chris, our spreads not doing too bad on little old regional TFC. So if I should think of fintech as a service, expansion as a bank is not easy due to licensing. Yeah, I agree. Oh, that's a great point, Sachin. I literally forgot to mention this. Galileo is where they can get global, right? Because that's just software. That's a SaaS business that they can license to any financial institution in the world that needs payment processing. And so Galileo is their global entity, and the margins on that will be amazing. But in terms of actually in terms of people investing through SoFi or banks and mortgages and all that stuff, that's going to be a lot harder to be able to do. Are you in the long term for Hood? No. My options are for January 2025, and I would like to exit them when I hit my price targets. In terms of being a long-term investor for Hood, I couldn't justify investing in Hood for the long term over SoFi. It kind of makes no sense to me because, like Robinhood, I love Robinhood. I think it's a phenomenal product, but the trajectory of growth on Robinhood is nothing compared to the trajectory of growth on what SoFi as a financial institution can offer. I mean, Robinhood's not giving you your mortgage, right? And so Robinhood, for them to win, people have to constantly be trading stocks. And I don't see how and that's why I'm in Robinhood, because I think in 2024, people are just going to be trading stocks and everyone's going to be downloading Robinhood, and that's going to be great for Robinhood. And I think it's a great trade right now. But in terms of actual stocks, in terms of actual financial set of services, yeah, they can do an IRA, all that stuff. But in terms of a mortgage, all that stuff, it's not likely not going to happen. David, again, thank you for the $27.99 super chat. I feel like a financial stripper out here. You're just hammering me with this stuff. This is great. Thank you so much for this. Get to your question in a second. Let me just go to Palantir. Where's Palantir at? 1870. Wow. Not bad. We were at 1840. I thought we were coming back down a little bit. Palantir now at $18.70. Not bad at all. Can I ask not one, but two questions? What are your top 5 stock holdings? And could you give a shout out, say hi to my pug, Gizmo? Yo, first of all, I've been wanting to get a pug my whole life. I never got it because my mom doesn't like dogs and I still live with my mom. Pugs are the cutest thing in the world. For those that don't know, this is what Gizmo looks like, or probably something similar to what Gizmo looks like. Oh, this is so cute. This is Gizmo right here. Maybe. Might look a little slimmer to him. Look at that. How could you not have your heart filled with joy every day looking at your Palantir stock and looking at your pug? Like, this is amazing. So shout out to Gizmo. Thank you for being here. By the way, if I ever get a pug, I'm going to name them Bubba. That's going to be the name, Bubba. I'm going to do it one day when I'm in my own apartment. I'm going to get a dog. It's going to be a pug, and I'm going to name him Bubba. And every morning I'll be like, hello, Bubba. Did you see how Palantir is hitting new all-time highs today? That's what I'm going to do every day. He's going to be on the morning stream. It's literally going to make the morning stream 10 times better. It's going to be great. Okay, so in terms of the 5 stock holdings, so I'm looking at my portfolio right now. My Palantir, that's the main one. Then you would have SoFi. Then you would have. So here's the thing, guys. My portfolio is consolidated. Let me just give a portfolio update right now. My portfolio is consolidated heavily. The only stock I hold is Palantir. The rest is in options. And those options are Truist, PayPal, Robinhood, and SoFi. And so that's my portfolio. So I guess that's 5 positions. Palantir, Truist, SoFi, Robinhood, and PayPal. And so it's like split 50-50 between the options. Wow, Palantir at 1880 now. Palantir at 1880. And those other things are just options. So to me, look, people may think that's a little irresponsible or whatever. I am 25 years old. I am high risk on. The market is entering a new cycle. We are past 2021, 2022. So for me, I didn't get amazing prices on Enphase and Amazon and Nvidia and Microsoft in 2022 because I was just buying the dip on Palantir. So as a result of that, a large part of my strategy has been buying underpriced options that have a lot of upside, because all those stocks have to do is go back to the mean versus, which is what Chris has been saying, versus grow massively. PayPal just has to go back to 125, which it was at for a long time. Truist just has to go back to 45, which it was at for 6 years. Robinhood just has to go back to 1520, which it was at a lot in 2021, and the momentum is able to carry it. SoFi is a little bit more speculative, having to hit around $12-15, but SoFi is one of those where the due diligence we've done as a community has been able for us to see, look, SoFi can do really well. So that's my portfolio right now. And it's a very high leveraged kind of risk, even though I'm not using margin or anything. The goal is in the next year and a half, if this works out, the portfolio will do very well. and it will put me in a position for me to then take that capital and establish really long-term position. Remember, guys, I'm 24 in 2022. I don't have all the capital in the world to be, having really long-term positions on Tesla and all these stocks, right? Like, I just didn't have that much money. So for someone who didn't have that much money to be able to increase that money by hopefully making some strong bets via some different strategies, that is my goal, so that when I'm 26, 27 years old, I can take that capital and then park it in some of those stocks for the long term. That's kind of the strategy I have right now. And look, it could fail or it could work, but as of now, it's not doing too bad. And so we'll see where it goes from here. Palantir now at $18.84, another 52-week high. Do we test 19? Do we test 19 Dolores today? Do we test 19? Let's see. All pugs have breathing problems, especially my pug, because every morning they're going to see Palantir's stock price and be like, they're going to have asthma every day seeing that. Goodness. My Tesla heart is broken, but I'm still hanging with it. Look, I'm getting back into Tesla. I will get back into Tesla. Again, I liquidated my Tesla. I had $4,000 worth of Tesla, and the $4,000 I took into Tesla and I put it into these options. They've done really well, right? They've done better than it would have been on Tesla, right? Because I only had $4,000 worth of Tesla. So even if Tesla went up 100%, which from my average, I think it might have went up a little bit to that amount. The 4,000 would have become 8,000, but the 4,000 I put into some of these options have done even better than that, right? So like, to me, if it's just purely about money, not about emotions when it comes to investing, and like returns on my portfolio, like hard cash I can see so that I can, change my life. To me, the decision was pretty simple to sell Tesla and Amazon and Enphase and all that stuff. But I want to get back into those positions, and we'll see when it's right. And maybe I have to pay a little bit of a premium. Obviously, if you're investing for the next 10 years, Tesla at 340 is not the worst in the world, because people are saying it's a $10 trillion company, and I think it has a chance to get there. So, but it's just about a long-term horizon. I don't have that long-term horizon on some of these stocks yet. So eventually when I get there, then I'll establish those positions and we'll go from there. All right. So Palantir is now 1887. We're pushing really hard on Palantir to see if it can push a little higher to that $19 range. Look, it's there. We're going to see right now. It's at 1888. I mean, we're going to see in the next 10 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be flat. It's either going to fall back down or it's either going to push through. So we're going to see where it goes from here. Can we get a cowbell at 20? Oh, man, we're going to get more than a cowbell at 20. We'll definitely do a cowbell at 19. If we get 19, we're doing a cowbell. What PayPal spreads do I have? $85, 120, 85 to 125 spreads. They're now, I got them at 760 a piece. They're now 828 a piece. So I'm up 9% on those, but I still think they're pretty decently priced, to be honest. They're 830 right now. PayPal 85, 125 spreads. January 2025, they're $830 right now, $8.30. I think they're actually still decently priced, to be honest. I don't think it's massive. I think at $9 it gets a little expensive, but under 9, it's not the worst. Wow, and it was 17 yesterday. Yeah. What is the volume on Palantir? Hold on, what's the volume? What's the volume on Palantir? 26 million. 26 million isn't even that crazy, too, because we've seen 100 million, 140 million dollars. So that means on not that crazy volume, which might lead to that institutional buying because there's not that many shares trading hands. There might be just some institutions coming in and just buying it and leaving it for today. So if I broke 10 again, and then 9.99, hopefully it gets back above 10. Not bad, man. Not bad. Let's see. Let's give it another couple minutes. Let's see if we can get there. Let's see how Twitter's reacting, and then we'll go back into Palantir. Twitter must be excited about Palantir. Institutions buy in blocks. Well, that's my thing. If there's not that much volume, maybe the institutions are buying in blocks and then leaving it. And so that's why we don't have a lot of volume. But I could be wrong on that. Okay, so let's go to Twitter. Let's go to Twitter, and let's see what we've got going on. Present, share screen. Okay, so I tweeted a while ago. I said, what is going on, Palantir? Let's see what people are saying. The street realized they don't have enough shares. A sell-sider told me Palantir CTO and marketing machine is quoting and sending a clip of Novartis CEO comments on CNBC yesterday. So when a $250 billion. Oh, wow, look at that. A sell-side analyst told me Palantir CTO and marketing machine is quoting and sending a clip of Novartis CEO comments on CNBC yesterday. So when a $250 billion company talks about Palantir as an AI company, this happens. That's actually a really good point. I shared the clip. For those that didn't see the clip, I'll play it again in a second. It's a 50-second clip of Novartis CEO basically saying the reason we're going to win an AI-based drug discovery is because of Palantir. That's actually a really good point. I didn't think that clip would move markets, but if the Palantir marketing machine is sending out that clip to people that really matter, and they're listening to Novartis CEO talk about this, that could move a market. Yeah, it definitely could move a market. It's a question of how they're distributing that clip, but that makes a lot of sense. Jay says, I see greater opportunity for the stock to hit $20 this year rather than it going back under 10. Too many catalysts. This is when I asked in May, does a dip get us back to 10 or do we keep going higher? Something similar, a year of demand and a weak thing, and someone knows something unrelated, but I've been waiting to tell you this. Electrica America is owned by Volkswagen. Okay, that's pretty cool. That means more demand for Tesla. I'm afraid they can't deliver upon these expectations. Short-term earnings reflections could be brutal. I also missed the good old Palantir bear market. Seems like I'm getting forced to sell 700 shares at $20 each, but cost basis of $788, not including 2 months of CC premiums. Yeah, I would still hate for covered calls to take my 700 shares at $7.88 price target. I mean, guys, we got to think a little bit more long-term, bro. 2030, your average is $7.88. Think about that before you think about the covered call premiums. I'm not saying that's bad, but just think about 2030. You're telling your kids or whatever, I have Palantir at $7.88 versus my covered call premiums. This is why I don't sell covered calls on Palantir. Not in this market. Not right now. Not at this time. Probably my move made that move. Men will say it's an erection. NHS X AI X earnings X run up S&P 500 X AI X macro S gov X equals alpha. Let's effing go. That's a good comment. To the moon breakout. Today I went into profit up 12K as we speak. Amazing. People finally catching up. Waiting for a healthy pullback on Palantir. So my August 4th 20 daily. Yeah, these covered calls, bro. Why are you doing these covered calls on this week, man? This is not the week to be doing covered calls, bro. Everyone wants to get some premium on their shares. Like, the premium is the fucking alpha. Let the fucking stock do its thing, bro. Everyone wants these covered calls. It's like, I get it, but goodness, this is Palantir. We do all this damn research for some upside. Like, let the market do the market. Why do we need these covered calls? There's a time and place to do it, but not when it's moving this aggressively. That's not when you want your shares to get called away. Best in show, FOMO. It could be FOMO as well. He's beginning to believe. All right, so people are obviously excited on it. Let's go back into the charts. Hey, Amit, Sachin has a link for you to look on. Sachin check this link, Amit. Okay, Sachin, are you available? Can you hop on if I send you a StreamYard? Can we talk? And where's the link also? Where's the link? Oh, did you send it on Twitter? I don't see the link, Sachin. Did you send it on Twitter? No, you didn't send it on Twitter. Did anyone see his link? I don't see his link. I don't see your link size. Let me know if someone sees it. I don't see it in the chat. But Sachin, if you're available, we can have you on right now. I can send you a StreamYard on Twitter real quick. Where are we at? 1894. Woo-hoo-hoo! 1896. Okay, here we go. Either we break through or we fall back down. Hold on, I got to tweet about this. I got to tweet about this. Let me make a video real quick for Twitter. Let's see what happens. Oh shit, this is a freaking GIF. Hold on, I gotta do this video real quick before we hit it. I gotta do a video real quick. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody, we're watching Palantir right now live with 500 people. We're at 1895. Join the live stream right now. Let's see if we can break 19 or if we fall back below. Check it out. All right, we're gonna tweet that. Boom, tweet. Let's see. Can we get to that $19 range? Damn it, we're at 1887. Let's see. All right, I'm tweeting it out. Damn, we were so close, bro. We were at 1896. Fudge. We were close. We were so close. Let's see if we get there. Actually, the video didn't even tweet because the thing failed. So it can't be my tweet that stopped it. The fucking video. Because Twitter video is like literally the worst thing on planet Earth. So the video didn't even go through. Buy one share. That's what I actually have to do. I have to buy one share. That's exactly what I need to do right now. Maybe that's what gets us our momentum. Can I buy one share? Here we go. All right, here we go. We're buying one share live. doing it on Robinhood, and we'll see what that does. Buy dollars in shares, 1 share. Here we go. 1889. It's time to move the market. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. What do we get? It has been acquired at $18.91. Okay, Robinhood, your shitty pricing, it'll help Palantir. 1893, 1894. Here we go. That's that 1 share. 1895, 1895, 1895, 1894. I feel like an auctioneer. 1894, 1895. Does anyone want 1895? 1894, 1893, 1893. Come on, bro. We need that 19. That's just, even if it's there for a second, we need to see it. We need to see it. Sometimes seeing is believing. This isn't Santa Claus out here. We need to see it. I'm not going to do blind faith into Mr. Claus. I need to see it. 1880. Oh man, the market's not letting it. It's too much momentum, or it's too much sell side. Too much sell side here. What do we have? What do we have? Everyone buy a share, bro. Even if all of us bought a share, 18. I think it has. When it usually gets to this point, it usually runs up. Like from what I've seen on Palantir, when it gets this close, it breaks through. And so I actually think it has a good chance to break through. When it gets to these levels, it breaks. Now, look, I'm looking at a market cap of 40 billion. And so some other investors may be looking at that and thinking they should take some profits. But again, the 40 billion is nothing when we think of what that Novartis CEO says. Like it really isn't anything when we look at his implication. That's a good point. If that clip is circulating in the right circles, that might be helping. Come on, man. Let's see. Let's see. There's just got to be a little bit more buy side pressure here as we're hovering in this range. If we get back down to 1870s, then we're probably not going to hit it today. But if we stay in this range, it just has to hit a little bit momentum. All right, let's go back to Twitter and let's see what Twitter is saying about Palantir. And then we'll keep going from there. Oh, that video. You guys didn't see that video? Okay, so let me play this, the video by Sham. So this is the video for the new people that are here. This is what this Novartis CEO said yesterday about Palantir live on CNBC. Again, it was a pretty big deal what he said, specifically about the ontology and AI-based drug discovery.
Finally, Voss, when I talk to folks in your industry about AI, they think the potential in healthcare is one of the most exciting and most promising. Where are you and using that to develop new medicines?
I'm excited as well for AI to support R&D in particular. I mean, it's going to revolutionize just the basics of how we operate as a large company. But I think it's going to change drug discovery and drug development. We have one really fundamental advantage, I think, versus our peers. 5 years ago, we invested heavily and created an integrated data lake we call Data 42 with our partners at Palantir. And now we're leveraging that data lake to move AI very quickly forward in the company. And I think this will give us an advantage because our data is organized. It's got a clear ontology. And I'm hoping that will lead to new discoveries faster over time.
That's a whole nother segment for another day. That's really exciting. I did not realize the Palantir link there. Voss, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
For being here at Post 9 on Earnings. Voss Narasimhan, CEO of Novartis.
So again, that's a pretty big deal, right? The guy's literally like, we set up an ontology, and as a result of that ontology, that's what led us to get there. Chumpak with his little blue bag. Oh man, I love it. I love it. That's great. Okay, so we got Sachin Jeans, Palantir potentially pushing 19. The public account is rock hard. Look at that. Look at that. Look at Adam. Adam's up $8,000 in the day, up 1.57%. Please don't run away before I write an article on you. I think this is a different stock Arnie's talking about. Yeah, I mean, look, it's continuing to get there. It's getting there. Oh, wow. They put the Novartis clip here. Palantir tweeted it. We have one fundamental advantage versus our peers. 5 years ago, we created an integrated data lake we call Data 42 with our partners at Palantir. And see, again, it's an integrated partnership, which is, people are like, oh, that's consulting. It's like, actually, that's really working. It's not consulting, bro. It's consulting with software in such a way that it creates a transformational change in the business. It's not a presentation. And that's where, that Bear Cave dude, he's like, oh, they're a consulting firm. I'm like, yo, are you fucking stupid, bro? What the fuck are you, like, I literally, like, how could you be this illiterate to think that a company partnering with another company and literally building an integrated suite of services is the same as Deloitte. It's just like, come on, bro. That's as Accenture, as KPMG. It's like, that's not what's going on, buddy. It's not what's going on here. And so, yeah, look, it makes sense that at the end of the day, what they're doing and building is just a lot more better. This is good. So Palantir is really getting this clip out there. They're trying to get this clip being there. Sachin's tweeting on there. Yeah, I mean, look, well, let's see. This one has made me 1,000 a day since July 16th. This was a no-brainer. Palantir, baby. I think these are more covered calls. No, or this is just buying. Oh no, these are calls. These are call options. Wow. All right, someone's buying. So weekly calls is tough to do, but someone's buying some of those. There's momentum. There is momentum. 1898. Hold on, we're at 1898. 1899. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Okay, here it goes, folks. This is the time. This is the moment. This is the moment. $18.99. This is it. This is it. Do we get there? Can it do what we think it can do? Oh, can we do it? Can we do it? What do you guys think? Do we break it or not? Do we break it or not? Does it happen? Does it happen? 18.99. Are we at 19? No, we're not. Palantir is 19. It doesn't show 19 on Webull. Are you guys seeing 19? I'm not seeing 19. I don't see it. Did it happen? It touched 19? Oh wow, it must have touched it so quickly on Webull. I didn't see it. It actually touched 19 for you guys. Well, if it touched 19, maybe it should get back there so I can see it as well. It must have been so quick that even Webull couldn't have pulled it up. I didn't see 19. Webull shows a high of 18.99, 19 on TDA. I even see 19.10. What? It didn't touch 19, 1 cent away. It must be moving so quickly. The brokerages aren't sure exactly what to do. I didn't see 19, bro. I saw 18.99 and then it got hit. Some of you might have seen that. Yeah, I'm not Robinhood. It's 18.92 as well. Oh boy, it's teasing us, man. It is teasing us. It didn't touch 19 on Robinhood. I only saw 18.99. Yeah, all of you are saying, yeah. Well, look, man, 18.99 is still nothing to be ashamed of. That is pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing. Damn, yeah, right at 19, right at 18.99, it got hit. It got rejected. Look, that tends to happen a lot more. It touched 18.995 and TD rounded it off. I have level 2 and level 3 flow. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's why we shot 19. Man, I want to see the real 19. I want to see the real 19. I want to see it. What was the craziest thing you did at age 19 years old? I'm trying to remember. I'm 25 now. 6 years ago. What did I do at 19? 19 years old. Our little girl's turning 19 today. She can turn 19. See, it keeps hitting it when it hits 1895, 1896. I'm like, all right, it'll break through, but then it goes right back down to 93 on the downside. Yeah, I guess that Novartis clip is a really big deal, and that's moving some momentum. All right, let's see. We got Carvana at 27%. We got Amazon at up 1%. SoFi right below 10 at $9.98. Rocket Lab 2%. SLG 34.75. They've got earnings today. Robinhood. Oh wow! At the same time, Robinhood broke 13. I didn't even see that. Goodness gracious! Look at that. Robinhood at $12.98, trying to break up the $13 on Robinhood. Not bad. Robinhood. Wow. That's incredible. Robinhood, amazing. So Robinhood not doing too bad, and now Palantir falling below 1890. All right, so it was a fun run. We got to see Tesla. Where's Tesla? Tesla's at 300. Tesla's at 300. Yeah, Tesla's gonna hit 300. Look, we still have a long day to go. I mean, we have power hour. There might be a ton of buy side pressure on Palantir. We'll see what happens. It might end up hitting there, but Palantir now at $18.88. Tesla now at 298. We got Tesla earnings today, folks. That's going to be a big deal. So we'll see what happens with Tesla earnings. Obviously, will be really important for Tesla. And so we will see what happens there when it comes to Tesla. Again, Palantir at 1890. She's teasing. She's in that range. I feel like she's just waiting to break out to the upside, but not necessarily getting there yet. And we'll see. Love these extended streams. Yeah, we have to, man. On a day like this, when we got momentum, this is what we've been waiting for years, bro. Like, you know, the best things in life take time to build up to. We've all been waiting for 2 years for this moment. And so it's cool to see it happen, man. Look, I'm a big Palantir bull, and even I didn't think we would get to $18 this year. Like 25 to me seemed like Mount Everest when we were at $7. Just because, you know, and this is one of those things that's an important lesson. This is my first time I've ever been part of a company where I see kind of the gains come in and like the market reaction. Like, I've never been part of a company because I missed the Tesla craze. You know, I'm kind of young. In 2020, I didn't invest properly. So this is the first time I'm part of a narrative where it's at dirt bottoms and the narrative changes and the market reacts and the stock catapults. And like, I think it's a beautiful thing to be part of that if you've never been part of it. And I've never been part of it. And so I'm seeing it. It's really interesting. All the narratives change, valuations change, the street, Bank of America, oh, it was at $13, now it's at $18. We're raising our price target. This happens, that happens. Wall Street gets more excited. You get institutions, Kathy Wood. It's like, it's a whole journey we're part of. And it's really cool to kind of see how it's happening. It's teasing me at 1896. It's teasing me. I'm looking at it. It's like a dog where it's like sit and it sits and you're like, and you know it wants a treat and it's just looking at you like, I'm just looking at it like, what are you doing, bro? What are you talking about here at 1895? Like, do you want to get drunk and go to the party or do you want to go back home? What do you want to do? You've got to make a decision here. Because we can go out tonight. We can go to the party. I've got a bunch of 19-year-old friends. We can go to the party. But if you want to sit your ass home and not go to the party, then you got to tell me. But this in the middle shit, we're not messing with this. I got to know. I need to know. Do I have your consent, Palantir? I need to know at 1898. Do I have your consent? Because the tip is in, but I want more than the tip to be in, okay? Do I have your consent to do more than the tip at 1898? Palantir, come on. I need verbal consent before I do what I need to do. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing here? Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. If we hit 19, we go to 19.5. Yeah, if we hit 19, we might have some more upside momentum. What are we doing? All right, you know what? Do I buy another share? Fuck it. We're buying another share. We're doing it. Here we go. We're buying one more share. One more share. Fucking Palantir. Making me fucking... Goodness gracious. Do we get there? 1894, 1890. Oh, now it's falling back. And Robin is not even loading, bro. What the heck is going on with Robinhood? Goodness gracious. Here we go. I'm trying to buy. I'm trying to do one more. Trying to do one. Oh, I can just do it on my computer. I'll do it on my computer. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm buying one more. Last one for the day. Let's see what it gets me. Bought. There we go. Completed. 1893. Put a buy order at 19. Okay, I'll do that as well. I'll put a buy order with a limit at 19. I'll do that. I'll do that one. Limit order 19. Continue. All right, limit order at 19 has been placed. So if it hits, it will hit. If it hits, it will hit. Amit just used his $20 cover money for tonight. Oh my gosh. Y'all got Amit spending his hair money. I hate you guys. You guys are crazy. I actually don't use hair product. I don't use any hair product, to be honest. This is all natural. This is all natural. Let's take the hat off. Maybe the hat will do it. Maybe the no cap will get us to 19. All right, I'm going to wait like 2 more minutes, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But we'll see, man. We'll see. The thing about 19 is that it's psychological as well. Sometimes the market just doesn't allow it to happen that early. It gets, but when it breaks, right? Like when we broke 18 a day or two ago, it completely broke, right? And it just catapulted. So we'll see. I definitely bought before earnings. You can't say I didn't buy before earnings now. SoFi at $10.06. Black Sky at $2.80. SLG 34. Where's Nvidia? Is Nvidia down today? Nvidia's at 474, so it's flat on the day. Tesla 298. All right. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad at all. I mean, look, I know we wanted 19, but 1890, I mean, we can't be sad about that. That is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It's pretty amazing. Amit, check out CFLT real quick. Why have I heard of this ticker? CFLT. Is this Cleveland Cliffs? Is that what it? No, it's Confluent. Sorry, this is a different one. 3962, market cap of 11 billion. I've heard of Confluent before. They're a tech company, right? They're not a pharmaceutical company. They're a tech company. Confluent software company. Yes, they're a cloud company. They're a technology company that designs and develops data platforms which help organizations harness business value from stream data. Yeah, I've definitely heard of these guys before. $39, market cap 11 billion, price to sales of 17. It's a little pricey if your market cap is 11 billion. How much are they up year to date? Okay, they haven't done crazy this year. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Hold on. Oh yeah, they're $19 in May. Now they're at 40. Yeah, they doubled. Not bad. All right, I'll go deeper into this one. I don't know too much about it, so I'll go deeper into that, and we'll see what we get from there. Palantir now at $18.85. SoFi breaking out. So Palantir is cooling off a little bit. SoFi now at $10.10. I mean, this is not bad for SoFi. Not too bad. Not bad at all. All right. That is it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me put up my camera. Thank you all for being here. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Fun day. Let's see kind of what goes from there. Michael, thank you for being here, checking it out. We're going to end the stream right now, but you can rewind if you want to check it out. Still going. Yes. Good morning, Johnny. Confluent is a spinoff from LinkedIn. Okay, that's interesting. I work there. That's why you've heard of it. I know you work there, Jay, but I think I've also heard of the stock over the past couple of months, but I just never looked deep into it. I've heard of that ticker is what I'm trying to say. That's why I called it Cleveland Cliffs, because Cleveland Cliffs has a very similar ticker, so I've seen them passed around. But your options, your restricted stock options must be doing really well if you work there. So not bad. Not bad. All right. That's it for me, everybody. It was fun. Palantir now at $18.90. As much as I want, it's $18.85. As much as I want to stay, I think we're done on that momentum. SoFi obviously breaking up. Not bad at all. Let me do one last quick look at the charts, and then we're out of here for the day. Thank you all for being here and staying for the day. We got Palantir at 1887, SoFi 1009, Tesla trying to really break 300. We've got Tesla earnings. We'll be doing that live. And so that'll be happening today, either on the Finance Junkies channel or my channel. I'm still deciding. We'll see where it goes live. Probably we'll just do it on the Finance Junkies channel and do it there. So we'll have Tesla earnings. Tesla now at $945 billion. I think Tesla earnings are going to go well. I think Kathy thinks it's going to go bad, which is why she's selling it off. But I think it actually has a chance to break through 300. So we'll see where it goes from there. Palantir at 1888, 1889 now on the day. All right. Not bad. That's it. Thank you all for being here. This was awesome. I'll see you guys for Tesla earnings, and we will talk then. Bye, everybody. Good night.